Everything in life is persuasion. Getting clients, building teams, raising capital, leading people, hell, even convincing the hot girl to give you a shot. It's all persuasion because persuasion is leverage. It's the ability to turn words into income, ideas into movements, and beliefs into reality. The difference between the closer making $5K a month and the one pulling in $40K a month every single month is not luck. It is always leverage. The $5K a month closer depends on effort. The $40K a month closer depends on systems and frameworks that compress time, control emotion, and extract the maximum amount of return from every single interaction. I've generated hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue using one formula, a psychological driven framework that turns attention into action and interest into income. And in this video, I'm gonna give you the exact playbook, the same systems the elite use to close high ticket deals, build influence, and create wealth on command. I've been using phone call funnels before phone call funnels ever existed. Every offer that I have built from 7 figures all the way up to 9 has fed elite closers with high quality pre-qualified appointments. That's how I made my money, and that's how I've helped closers make theirs, and that's also how I've helped entrepreneurs scale. This framework that you're about to learn in this video is the foundation of every successful high-ticket offer that has ever been launched. It's been tested, it's been proven, and it's been deployed for some of the most elite entrepreneurs in the internet marketing game today. And here's my promise to you. If you actually finish this damn video and you execute the frameworks that you're about to discover, you are gonna understand how to sell anything to anyone without ever being pushy, fake, or needy. Because real persuasion, it's not about talking more, it's about getting more control. Control of the environment, control of the frame, control of the outcome. The ones who win are never the loudest. They're the ones that are the most leveraged. They optimized every element of the sales process from preloading, the tone, the flow, and all of this produces maximum output with very minimal input. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Step number 1 is preloading psychology. And this is the close before the close, because the close actually doesn't happen on the call. It occurs before the call. The highest paid closers sell before the conversation even starts. And preloading, it's not optional. It's the core of every successful high ticket offer on the planet. And what it means is you actually spend the time in your marketing to indoctrinate your prospects before they ever even speak to you. You want to build an ecosystem with content, ads, funnels, and testimonials that rewire how they see your value. So by the time that they hit your calendar link, they already believe you are in a different league, you have done this before, and you might not even accept them, but they know deep down that they need you. That, my friends, is real power. Think about it. If one closer runs 8 to 12 qualified, preloaded appointments every single day through a funnel, and another closer is cold calling all day, who do you think is gonna win the game of sales? You already know. Leverage beats volume every single time. Preloading turns persuasion from effort into inevitability. And when someone is preloaded, the sales becomes more about confirmation, not convincing. Your marketing should transfer belief. Every story and the proof is gonna build that certainty that they need to jump on the call with you and actually make a decision. That is preloading, and that is the close before the close. Step 2 is something called intelligence gathering. Now that you've got pre-qualified appointments running through your calendar all day, you don't just want to walk in blind. You want to walk in fully loaded. Your job is to do what as a closer? It is to sell certainty in an uncertain world. And in order for you to do that, you can't just show up guessing. You got to show up knowing. You got to know who they are, you got to know what they value, what triggers them, and even what they might be hiding deep down inside. We achieve this through something called social profiling. And what I want you to start doing is every prospect that comes in the door, I want you to find them on social media. I want you to study their post, examine their tone, and explore their comments that are left on their post. And while you're there, you might as well go ahead and connect with them, follow them, like a post, and maybe even leave a comment. And once you're done with social profiling, it's time to take it a step further. And you want to do this by turning to Google and you want to start digging. You're not looking for fluff here. You're hunting for data. You want to search for their company's site, what kind of published articles that they have, what type of press releases that mentions them, anything that's public facing, a PDF or a proposal or anything like that, that can give you some deep insight onto how they operate as a company. And when I say start digging, I mean, I really want you to really dig. And in order to do this, I want you to learn about something called Google Dork Commands. And if you look it up and master it, you're gonna see that it's one of the most hidden tools that majority of sales professionals don't know, because all you need is a domain and one command, and you can literally pull every single PDF, every single document that is connected directly to their domain. It's unbelievable once you master it, and if you actually take the time to go use it, you're gonna see a new tool that's gonna completely blow your mind. Influence favors the informed. The ones who know the most win the most. So spend every morning getting your information before your calls. That's how you stop being a salesperson and start actually operating like a strategist. Step 3 of the framework is rapport. Now, people buy from people they like, but they stay with people that they value. Rapport is about showing up with high energy, not fake energy, but also showing up with a massive amount of conviction in everything that you say. It's showing them from the start that you are an expert, a force to be reckoned with, and you are someone who can actually help them reach their goals. If they don't feel that early on in the call, nothing that you're gonna say later on in the call will ever land. If you fail here, you are stuck in the croc brain, and that is the defensive part of the brain that is gonna fight every single word that you say. The key is to make them feel safe but inspired. You want them leaning in, not pulling back. You want them curious but not cautious. And rapport is not about manipulation, it's about connection. It's showing up with confidence and being an authentic person when you do, so you can make them feel seen and understood. When you nail this balance, the wall comes down. Persuasion becomes easy because now you are not selling to a stranger. You are leading someone who already believes that you can help them win. Step 4 is something called frame control. If you've built rapport properly, you are close, but you're not safe yet. They are still 1 foot in trust and 1 foot in defense. You've pulled them out of the croc brain, but in order to move them into the limbic and the neocortex side of the brain where emotion and logic actually meet, you're gonna need frame control in order to finish that process. Because whoever controls the frame controls the outcome. And every conversation that you ever get into is ran by psychological frames. And it's an invisible boundary defining who leads and who follows. If you lose that frame, you lose control of the entire interaction. And once that happens, the call is over within 10 minutes. Frame control is what separates amateurs from operators. Average closers react, elite closers create direction. It's not about dominance, it's about structure. It's about leadership through calm competence, and this is how you stack those frames in the call. When the call begins, you want to start with a time frame. So here's the deal, John. I've only got about 55 minutes before my next appointment, so I do want to go ahead and jump in. But before we do, I do want to be transparent with you. You see, that constraint builds value. The second frame is known as the prize frame. Listen, John, I don't necessarily have anything to sell you on today's call. Our firm works a bit differently than most. We don't serve a lot of people, we only serve the right people. And that flips the power dynamic and positions you as the prize. The last frame is the intrigue frame. And what you want to do here is let's start with tell me something about your company and your goals. And if I feel like there's alignment between us, I can show you what we do, who we do it for, and how we do it so well. You see, that line, it instantly disarms skepticism and creates anticipation. When you stack a time frame, a prize frame, and an intrigue frame right out of the gates, you control the rest of the call. The energy will literally shift. They will relax, they'll engage, and they're gonna follow your lead. Frame control is not manipulation, it is order. You create safety, you create structure and certainty, which allows people to make real informed decisions. Step number 5 is flipping the script. Now, once your frames are put in place, you want to start by flipping the script, and here's why. The prospect came in expecting a pitch. They were ready to defend, they were ready to say no. But when you flip the script, you let them talk first and everything in the social interaction changes. They start revealing their goals, their frustration, their current situation, their desired situation, and they will literally hand you everything you need to close them later. They were not prepared for this. They expected you to chase. Instead, you listened. That reversal drops their defenses and elevates your status in the process. They start performing to earn your attention, and the more they talk, the more invested they become. Because when people verbalize their problems, they take ownership of them. While they talk, you're gonna be taking notes, capturing emotion, language, and pain points that you're gonna use later to close with complete precision. Remember, God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Use them in proportion. When you flip the script, the power flips too. They now think they're leading, but they put you in control of the outcome for the next step of this process. Step number 6 is elicitation. Now that they are done talking, what do you think comes next? Questions. It's time for you to extract the truth. Elicitation is guiding the conversation so they give you the information you need without even realizing you needed it. The more they talk, the more that they are going to reveal. The more that they reveal, the easier it is for you to close, not through pressure, but through precision. You see, salespeople interrogate, closers elicitate. And here is how you do that. We start with open-ended questions, and these questions invite emotion and story. And an example of that is, what's been the biggest challenge with scaling this business? You see, this question builds emotional data that you can then use later. The second form of question is closed-end questions, and these confirm facts. An example of that is, so you're handling all the marketing internally, correct? That turns emotion into clarity. The next type of question is loaded questions. And what loaded questions do is plant ideas. An example of that would be, would you agree that with the proper funnel, paid traffic, and everything else, this becomes super easy for you to scale, right? They agree with you in their own words. An assumptive question future paces the close. When we set all this up for you, do you want us handling the ads, or do you want to keep all of that internal? That positions the close as natural, not forced. When you use these questions in sequence, open ends up unlocking emotion, closed clarifies facts, loaded align beliefs, assumptive guides decisions, and now you've built the logic chain for them. And when it's time to close, you can use their own words right back against them to make the close become inevitable. Step number 7 is the pitch and the demo. By now, the sale is already 50% complete if you have done your job correctly. You are no longer convincing, now you are just confirming. This is where the certainty transfers to their individual states. And when that certainty lands, your delivery is gonna feel professional, clean, and top tier. People only have 3 learning systems. They have kinesthetic, they have auditory, and they have visual. Knowing that most people are visual learners, why in the hell would you show up on just a phone call? No, you don't do that. You prepare a fully built psychological driven pitch deck and you deliver it over an actual Zoom call. And when they can see it, they can believe it. But don't overcomplicate this. This shouldn't be a 20-minute long video. You want to keep it simple. Start with the problem, show them the process, give them the proof, and show them the payoff from someone just like them, and give them the framework to go from their current state to their desired state. That is it. After you're done with the pitch, you wrap it up with control and certainty. So at this point in today's call, you know it works. The only question is are you ready to make it work for you? That single line transfers ownership back to them and seals your entire frame. The one who owns that frame owns the outcome, and that is how you give the pitch. Step number 8 is what separates the boys from the men, and that's objections and rebuttals. By now, if you've executed every step correctly and flawlessly, around 30% of your prospects prospects, they're gonna close right there on the call and leave a deposit with you. But there's another 30% who are qualified, but they need just a little bit of coaching. And this is where overcoming objections is really gonna set you apart. And this is the key that separates low-income salespeople from high-income closers. Because once you master it, your close rate doesn't just improve slightly, it literally doubles overnight. But you have to understand something vital. Objections, they're not rejection. They are reflection. They're mirrors showing you exactly what the prospect still feels uncertain about. And if you listen carefully, they will tell you the belief that you need to shift before they actually say yes. The first thing you want to do is isolate the objection. Hey, I completely understand where you're coming from, but what specifically do you need to think through, just so I'm clear? And this will allow you to expose the real objection. Second is you want to reframe the cost of it. Fair, but what is the cost of staying exactly where you are right now? This allows them to realize that the price of doing something with you is way cheaper than the price of doing what they're doing right now. Third is reinforce emotion with logic. You told me earlier that this year you wanted to get off the hamster wheel. This is the path that gets you off that hamster wheel. Based off what I've said here, what about that makes this feel untrue? This is the path. Does anything I have said today make you feel that that's not untrue? Fourth, use silence. Say your line, then stop talking. Silence is always going to force truth. Fifth, don't be afraid to detach from the outcome. Hey John, no worries, maybe timing is not right, but I know this for certain, we only work with people who move fast. What this allows you to do is reclaim power, and they'll typically re-engage with what you're selling, and they'll start trying to sell you again, and this is what we call a takeaway close. That reclaims power, and most of the time they re-engage because it's a takeaway close. Now, when you handle objections and you're calm and you're certain, you're gonna send one message to every prospect that does object, that you are not chasing, you are a high status individual, and you are choosing who you let in. That is the key that separates salespeople from actual closers. So here's the truth, ladies and gentlemen, life comes down to leverage. And if you can master preloading, gather intel, build rapport, control the frame, flip the script, extract through elicitation, and pitch with precision, and also overcome objections like a high-performance coach, you will never have to chase a sell again. You will engineer it, because real persuasion makes opportunity chase you. Now, I want to hear from you. Which part of this framework punched you in the gut the hardest? Was it the power of preloading? Was it the psychology of frame control? What moment made you realize that you've been running this entire process completely backwards your entire career? Drop it in the comments and tell me what hit you the most. I read every one and I will personally reply. And last but not least, for all of you folks who are done guessing, who want to skip the line, who want to stack the deck in your favor and make your success inevitable, here is your chance to have me personally help you. I will swoop into your company as a consultant and build your preloading machine that fills your calendar daily. I'll engineer your entire sales script. I will design a pitch deck that commands respect, and I'm going to train you or your entire sales team on this methodology. If that intrigues you, check the description below. My email and my Instagram is there. DM me or email me, and full disclaimer, if you're looking for cheap, this ain't gonna be it. If you're looking for results and you want a massive return on your money, reach out, and this is what happens when you do.
Dean Edelson here, and I'm the owner of One Big Idea Marketing and the senior copywriter for ClickFunnels. I just want to give a huge shout out to Dakota Burford, who is the CEO of Luxvani Marketing Solutions, and also his team at Luxvani. If you're a business owner, or you're an entrepreneur, a service provider, or a company that's looking to fill your Salesforce pipeline with highly qualified and hungry leads so that you could sell your high-ticket offers, your programs, trainings, or courses, I just want to say that you really don't have to look any further than Dakota and his team of master webinar and sales funnel creators. Over the years, I've been involved in writing countless webinars and virtual sales presentations, and I just have to say that what Dakota and the Luxvani team delivers for their clients is truly nothing short of stellar, and this is no small feat. because there's an art and a science to writing, to building, to designing and architecting a successful sales webinar. It's a skill and talent that most webinar creators and copywriters strive for in their presentations and really in their entire careers, but very few ever achieve. Writing a webinar in and of itself isn't easy, and writing a webinar that converts and sells is even harder. Writing webinars that consistently generate over 7 figures for their clients, it's practically unheard of. So if you're serious, and I mean really serious about doubling, tripling, scaling your sales, then do yourself a favor and do your business a favor. Do them a big favor and book a call with Dakota and his team and let them create high-converting webinars or sales presentations for you.
Hey, it's Antoine Webb coming at you live from Miami. I wanted to go ahead and record this video to give a massive shout out to the #1 sales coaching program on the planet, SaleOps. I've been through every sales course from Grant Cardone to Jordan Belfort and everything in between, and I've studied sales for nearly a decade. And I'm telling you, firsthand, there's no other sales coaching program that even comes remotely close to the value and the mentorship that's packed inside of SaleOps. SaleOps has taken me from 12K a month in commissions to over 55K a month in commissions. SaleOps paid for this vacation and paid for this $5,000 an hour charter, and it's gonna continue to pay me every single day. If you're a sales professional and an entrepreneur, a marketing agency, an owner, or maybe you're a sales rep selling services or products, or whatever you're selling, you're doing yourself a disservice by not making the investment into developing your talents and becoming a true human hacker. Be great.
If you're looking for a team to help you scale your sales to the next level, it's definitely Dakota and the Lux Bonnie team. They've been working side by side with my team on our offer, helping our sales team, helping with the whole funnel, everything. So he's been a great addition to my advisory team as well, and I literally trust Dakota with anything. So Lux Bonnie is a really great team to work with when you're trying to scale your business to the next level. So if you're working on scaling your business online, like Dakota is the right guy to go to. Lux Bonnie is the team to go to. So definitely work with them.
Hey guys, this is Stephen Ray, Manager of Dealer Sales at Safe Life Defense. Just wanted to tell you about Dakota Burford, our VP of Sales, and what he's done for me. I've been in sales for over 20 years. I've gone to sales trainings, classes, and it's not your normal ABC, always be closing, those types of things that you've heard time and time again. The things that Dakota provides, the thought process, the analysis, the in-depth look into the way people think, the way they act, the way they behave, and the way they buy has been monumental in terms of the recent success that I've had with this company. It's helping me grow beyond points that I even thought I could. So again, after 20 years of probably getting half-ass sales training, to say the least, I've learned more within the last couple months from Dakota than in those entire 20 years. I highly thank you, Dakota, and I continue to look forward to you mentoring me, and I appreciate everything you've done for me, and folks out there, you will too.
What's up, everybody? It's Brady Harris. I'm the Director of Corporate Sales here at Safe Life Defense. Wanted to give a quick shout out and a nod to my man Dakota Burford over at Lux Bonnie Marketing. I've been in sales most of my life. Going on 50 years old, I've been selling for probably 30 years. I've been through every sales program, every sales training program known to man for closers. And I got to tell you, the SaleOps program has changed the way I think, changed my approach, changed the way I elicit information, changed the way I elicit affirmations, and it has made an incredible impact in my professional work life. I sold $300,000 this last month while taking a week and a half of vacation, and I closed out my first year of sales here with Safe Life at $2.25 million in gross. So, all props to Dakota. If you're thinking about it, stop thinking about it. Don't talk about it, be about it. He's the man. SaleOps is the program. Get to it, get on it, make some money. Be safe, be good. God bless.
Yo, I'm doing a quick intro on video here. Dakota, meet Brandon, one of my oldest friends, one of my closest friends. He's got a great business. He's looking to make his sales guys better and more dynamic, and also to bring in new sales guys so they can scale even more. Brandon, I've used everybody, literally 3 out of 3 of these people are in my mastermind, and I would only recommend Dakota. I've used everyone else. When he came in, shit changed the game. He is not the cheapest in the world, but I already told him to take care of you. But he is effective. And we just talked about, like, I'm looking to spend more money on better quality people than fuck around on some deal shit. And Dakota's the fucking real deal. He ain't gonna let you down because he knows we're close. And like, he's the best. Like, he just came in and everything everybody else was doing that I was stressed out of my eyeballs and struggling with, in 2 days this motherfucker fixed it. So I couldn't recommend him more. I'll let you guys get on a phone call and take it from here. See ya.